Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you.
Hey, what is up, trainers? PoGo Joel here, coming at you with another Rainbow Cup video. In this video, we are going to be covering the grass type Pokemon. So the best of the best grass type Pokemon, and you're going to want the best grass Pokemon to help you counter the water and electric types. So here we go. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. But first, if you find anything helpful, please drop a like, subscribe, throw a comment down there. Let me know what grass types you're bringing in. Alrighty, let's get right into the video. Up first, we have Venusaur, the Gen 1 grass starter, a fan favorite with an attack stat of 198, defense of 189, stamina of 190. It is a grass and poison type Pokemon, so it's going to resist grass, electric, fairy, fighting, and water. It's only going to be weak to fire, flying, ice, and psychic. Venusaur's claim to fame is that it learned Frenzy Plant. The Community Day move, Frenzy Plant, is a beastly move that will do damage to just about anything, even if it's resisted. So you're definitely going to want to have a Frenzy Plant Venusaur. If you don't have access to one, it gets very iffy. Might not even be worth bringing in, because the other charge moves that Venusaur has are 1-bar charge moves that take way too long. The only other viable move it has is Sludge Bomb. So you can definitely run a Sludge Bomb Venusaur, but Frenzy Plant's kind of required. Now you're going to want to unlock that secondary charge move for 10,000 Stardust, and go ahead and add Sludge Bomb on there. That's going to help you with neutral damage to things that might resist grass and ones that are super weak to that poison typing there. You're going to have some choice for the fast move. You're either going to go with a heavy hitting Razor Leaf, or you're going to go with a fast charging, fast hitting Vine Whip. So Vine Whip is the preferred move set. It's going to charge up Frenzy Plant super fast, and also that Sludge Bomb. So some important things to note: definitely unlock the secondary charge move, get Sludge Bomb on there. That's going to help you with the mirror matches if you go up against another Venusaur, or maybe even an Ivysaur, or even any other grass type Pokemon that could threaten Venusaur, like Meganium. But definitely unlock that Sludge Bomb. That'll also help with some of the other matchups. For example, fire. You know, you're super weak to fire. Sludge Bomb will do about 70% damage to Charizard, 50% to Ninetales, and then Frenzy Plant can clean up everything else like Mantine. Be careful with Confusion users, that could definitely hurt you, just because we do have a weakness to Psychic when we pick up that poison typing. But for the most part, Venusaur is a staple to most teams, so be prepared for it. It will be popping up for you here. Up next, we have the Johto grass starter Pokemon, Meganium, with an attack of 168, a defense of 202, and a stamina of 190. So Meganium is the only other Frenzy Plant user that can be qualifying in this cup. So definitely a threat, definitely a viable Pokemon you can bring in. It's bulkier than Venusaur, and it has access to Earthquake. The only downside of it is probably that it does not have access to Sludge Bomb, so it doesn't have access to any poison moves. You do get Earthquake on the back end as a secondary move. You should definitely unlock a secondary move. Feel free to pick the move you like, but Earthquake's probably going to be the best one hitting move that you have to hit very hard. But you're going to be able to get Frenzy Plants off. I don't think it's an argument when it comes to Razor Leaf or Vine Whip. You definitely want to bring out Vine Whip to get those off as fast as possible, because you do have Earthquake there. So Razor Leaf, really not too much of an option. We do have to be leery and watch out for those weaknesses there: Bug, Fire, Flying, Ice, and Poison. So if you don't have a Frenzy Plant Venusaur, you might want to get Meganium out. If you have access to one with Frenzy Plant, definitely worth it. If you don't have Frenzy Plant, don't bring it in. It is not going to be viable whatsoever without Frenzy Plant. But if you do, take it for a spin. It's a really fun option here. It's a lot bulkier than Venusaur, so there is always that. So there are some matchups where you're able to hang in there just a little bit longer, which could make the difference sometimes. So, Meganium. Alrighty, let's get on to the next Pokemon here. So you don't have access to any Frenzy Plant users? No problem, we got some Pokemon for you. Up first we have Ivysaur, the Gen 1 second evolution grass starter. It's an attack stat of 151, defense of 143, stamina of 155. It is grass and poison type. And Ivysaur is going to be very similar, very comparable to Venusaur. It does not have access to Frenzy Plant. Instead, it has access to Power Whip, which is a very similar move to Frenzy Plant. It does not charge up as fast, and it doesn't hit as hard, but it's very comparable. It takes 6 Vine Whips to get to a Frenzy Plant from Venusaur. It takes 7 Vine Whips to get to Power Whip for Ivysaur. And then Ivysaur, you're definitely going to want to unlock the secondary charge move, and you're going to want to go with Sludge Bomb. All the other moves fail in comparison to that move set there. Plus it gives you better coverage on the Venusaur and another matchups against grass. So definitely unlock the secondary move. So what's good about Ivysaur is it maxes out closer to that 1500 range at a higher level than Venusaur ever will. So that's one good thing there. The downside of that though is that you'll have to spend more Stardust to level up higher there to get it close to that 1500 range. So yes, it's similar to Venusaur, but it could cost you a little bit more. But it's definitely a great option. That means it's going to be bulkier, slightly bulkier than Venusaur as well. So you do have some matchups that are key where you can outlast Venusaur a little bit more, but nothing is going to replace Frenzy Plant. So this might be an option for you. You can literally go out there, find a weather boosted Bulbasaur, like around the 900 CP range if you're lucky, evolve it, and bam, you have an Ivysaur ready to go for the Great League. It's definitely a very fun Pokemon. When I didn't have a Frenzy Plant Venusaur, I turned to this guy. Some people turned to this guy, Ivysaur, during their regional cups because they didn't have access to Venusaur, and I think it's a really great option to replace it if you don't have access to one. Now, if you think the Stardust cost is too high and you don't want to power up that high, you maybe didn't find a good weather boosted Bulbasaur, we have some more options for you. Up next we have Exeggutor with an attack stat of 233, a defense of 149, and a stamina of 216. This is a mixed bag of really great to really bad options for you here. So if you have access to Confusion, it's a legacy fast move set. If you have access to that, you're golden. You're set. You have a secret weapon in your lineup. If you only have access to extra sensory, definitely not the same. You'll have to use it very smartly if you're gonna keep trying to use it with extra sensory. I don't recommend it too much, but yeah, just looking at the meta here, so it's going to be 4 times weak to bug because of its psychic and grass typing, weak to dark, fire, flying, ghost, ice, poison, everything you're going to encounter with either typing or the moves that some of these Pokemon in the cup bring. So could be dangerous if you don't have that Confusion. Maybe steer clear. Extra sensory, although it doesn't hit as hard as Confusion, does get you a slightly minuscule more energy per second than Confusion, but nothing can replace how hard Confusion hits. And with the attack that Exeggutor has, that's why you want it. Yeah, it gets iffy. So with the charge moves, you're definitely going to want to bring in Seed Bomb as one of the options. And then the other move, feel free to go with it. It's going to be a 1 charge bar move. I'd go Psychic. You could go Solar Beam, but why? You're going to have the grass coverage there. Might as well get that Psychic coverage there. Will you get to them much? Maybe Seed Bomb, but we'll see. Good luck if you have it. Awesome for you. So far, it's been all about Frenzy Plant. We found one replacement that costs a lot, and now we have a legacy moveset dependent guy. Well, let me introduce you to Victreebel, my friends. Victreebel has an attack stat of 207, a defense of 135, and a stamina of 190. Its weaknesses are right there on the left, but what makes Victreebel so awesome in this cup is that it's a Swiss Army knife. It can have so many different types of movesets. You can build it any way you like. It does have access to Acid as a fast move. I'd go Razor Leaf. From this point on with the grass types, if you don't have any of the before mentioned grass type Pokemon and you still want to bring a grass type in, go Razor Leaf users. So we're going to be running Victreebel with Razor Leaf. The moveset's going to be up to you. You're definitely going to either want... Well, you're going to want to unlock the secondary move if you're bringing this in. You have access to Leaf Blade, which is probably the preferred moveset. You have access to Leaf Tornado, which will lower your opponent's attack. And you have Acid Spray, which will also lower the defense of that Pokemon. You're going to want Sludge Bomb as the secondary move for sure. Whatever else you decide, totally up to you. But Sludge Bomb is just going to give you that extra coverage you need. So when a Victreebel gets on the field, be a little wary and pay attention to what movesets it has and remember it when you move forward. Alrighty, here we have Gloom, a tanky boss. An attack stat of 153. A defense of 136, a stamina of 155. Gloom's going to be another standard Razor Leaf user. It's good grass and poison, so same things we're seeing here, same weaknesses there. What I like about it is, one, you do have one that's powered up. So this one wasn't fully powered up, but it was still putting in work. If you are able to find one that is fully powered, or if you're able to power up one, definitely play around with it. It's freaking amazing. Sludge Bomb hits so hard, and then you're using Razor Leaf, so anything that's going to be weak to grass is going to hit really hard. Like you saw me delete that Quagsire at the beginning. If you're Quagsire, get the heck out of there right away. But here we go. Here's another one of these matchups. Look at that health going down. Let's see. Let's go ahead and block and see what it can do. Alrighty, and now we have a Sludge Bomb waiting for whoever comes in next, because we were able to farm. So Razor Leaf, even though it's a hard-hitting move that doesn't power up energy that much, it does damage, so that's amazing there. For my last pick, we have Celebi, the mythical Pokemon with an attack of 210, a defense of 210, a stamina of 225. It's going to be grass and psychic, with the downside of not having any grass type moves in its move pool, in its move set. The fast move, you're going to either want Confusion, which is a hard-hitting move. Yes, Confusion for me. Generally, I would run Charge Beam on it, because Charge Beam helps you get to that move faster. But that's just in general PvP. Most people don't have Celebi because everyone decided to either power it up really high or max it out. For the people who just didn't think it was that viable for anything, they left it there. Now you have one that's under 1500 and you can bring it in. It does have its matchups, which is pretty awesome, but being that it is grass and psychic, you have a lot of weaknesses to be leery about. Bug, dark, fire, flying, ghost, ice, poison, everything we'll see. So if you have one, definitely try it out. The movesets are not that great, so I run Confusion and Dazzling Gleam. Dazzling Gleam generally isn't even that great, but it is a hard-hitting move. And on Celebi, it hits very hard. Definitely, probably for me, I'm only going to run that one. I wouldn't unlock a secondary move, but it's definitely an option to bring in. There you have it, trainers. The best of the best grass-type Pokemon for the Rainbow Cup. This has been PoGo Joel. If you found any of this helpful, please drop a like, subscribe. Let me know down there in the comments which grass types do you like for the Rainbow Cup. And until next time, trainers, battle on!
But you still gotta catch 'em all and be the best that you can be. Pokemon Johto.